Hello everyone, this is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with another exciting video, and in this video I'm going to be playing some AI Dungeon 2. The inspiration for this video was pretty interesting, so I think there might be a rat, mouse, or some other creature in my apartment with me. Also, I've been watching a lot of Stuff Made Here videos, which are videos about an inventor who creates like crazy robots, and Mr. Beast recently released a video where it's like a guy being hunted by 10 people inside of Grand Theft Auto 5. So I was like, what if I made an AI Dungeon 2 prompt where you play as a rat inside of an inventor's apartment, and the inventor has made 10 small robots to hunt and kill you, and your mission is to try and get some food out of the kitchen garbage can. So I hope you guys are excited for that. Normally I have a little 30-minute timer at the bottom of the screen, but I've never been able to get that timer to actually work to where you guys can see it count down while I'm playing the game. So what I'm going to do, instead of having the 30-minute timer at the bottom of the screen, I actually just have it in another tab. It'll still go off to let me know when I've played for 30 minutes. You guys just won't see it at the bottom not moving, so I don't think it'll make too much of a difference. But I've checked and I am recording. I'm going to jump back here, and the volume of my computer is up, but not up too high to where it'd be too loud. I'm going to start the timer, and I can confirm the timer has started, and I'm going to hop right into this adventure. You are a rat inside of an inventor's apartment. You are currently hidden inside of the inventor's water heater closet. Your mission is to get to the small garbage can in the inventor's kitchen and grab a snack. Your issue is that the inventor created 10 small robots that are currently roaming around the apartment to hunt you down. These robots can communicate in your language, and each robot possesses its own weapons, armor, and special abilities. Next up is what the AI said in response to that. You can hide from the robot's sights, but you must always stay away from their line of sight. You also need to worry about noise, as these robots can hear your footsteps or rustling sounds that you make. So I think the way that this is going to play out is going to be like Metal Gear Solid, but you're a rat inside someone's apartment. Okay, so I'm going to look. I guess I'm going to like peek my head out from the mouse hole in the water heater door, and I am looking around to see if any of the robots happen to be nearby. So I want to look around and make sure the coast is clear so I don't get caught by any of these rat-killing robots. Let's see, I'm going to get rid of that. There are no robots in sight. You decide to quickly run to the kitchen, open up the small trash can, and grab a snack. As you rummage for a snack, you glance at your reflection on the kitchen window and see that one of the hunter-killer robots is standing outside. So it's interesting the way that it describes it. It says that I open up a small trash can and grab a snack. But you gotta keep in mind that I'm a rat. So I imagine when it says open up, you just like bang your head into the lid and it like knocks the lid to the side so you're able to get in. And then it says, as you rummage for a snack, you glance at your reflection on the kitchen window. So where am I, like, in relation to like the kitchen window? Like, either that window is really low or I'm really high up in order to get into that garbage can. And you see that one of the hunter-killer robots is standing outside. How big are these robots to where I can like see them out the window? I described them as being small because I wanted them to be like rat size. But if it's standing outside the window, I think that's pretty interesting. Let's see. So I'm going to look through the trash for a tasty snack. I preferably want something that tastes like chocolate. One of my like main go-to meals is a meal replacement bar. I actually buy like Special K meal replacement bars, and a lot of them are like chocolate peanut butter flavored. So I will say I do have like a sweet tooth. You sift through the trash and see a piece of half-eaten chocolate oatmeal cookie. You pick up the cookie and shove the rest of it in your mouth. You immediately start to giggle because you have never tasted anything quite like this before. That sounds like something my dad would do, like a like man, yes, this is nice kind of thing. So that's cool. I've never had a half-eaten oatmeal cookie before, I guess. Cool. So I got the snack. That's kind of what the main mission was. So now the only thing that I'm really concerned about is like getting back to the like mouse hole without getting killed by a robot. And I guess if I have extra time, maybe I could try to systematically kill all the robots. Um, so I'm going to look around to see if the coast is clear. Yeah. So I got the food that I wanted, but now I need to actually like get back to the water heater closet without, just dying. You're currently in the hallway leading to the inventor's apartment. What? No, I was in the kitchen. To your left is a closet stacked with brooms and mops. On your right is the door to the inventor's apartment. The floor of the hall is made of shiny brown wood. No, 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 no. See, I'm already in the apartment. I'm in the kitchen. So I'm going to retry that. Okay. You see a red and black can on the linoleum floor. There's a red trash can next to it that looks like it was partially crushed from something heavy being dropped on it. There are sharp metal tines coming out of the side of the trash can. Okay. So it looks like I'm already in the kitchen. I'm already in a trash can. It looks like there's another trash can nearby where there are like it's the trash can. Like it has defenses built in to try and like hurt you if you try to dig in the trash. Honestly, I didn't think about this at first. This might be a good way to get like some weird ideas for how to deal with my own like rat situation. Like what would happen if I did put like little metal spikes on the edges of my garbage cans? Would that like stop them? Could you potentially like kill a rat that way? I don't think I've ever seen that before. Um, well, I read through that description. I didn't see any like you know weird robots or anything. I wonder what that red and black can on the floor is. It says there's a red trash can next to it. So I'm going to look at the red and black can to try and figure out what it is. Because it's interesting that like next to it is a red trash can. So that can in its own right isn't a trash can. The cylindrical red and black can is about the size of a fire extinguisher. The can is divided in half by a black band that splits it right down the middle. Hmm. I still have no idea what it is, but that's really big. Fire extinguishers aren't that small. So, hmm. I don't know. I went in looking for answers, but I only have more questions. I mean, maybe it just is a fire extinguisher. I don't know. I'm going to head back to the water heater closet. I don't really want to be out in the open for too long. Even if one of the 10 robots is outside, that still leaves the other 9 robots unaccounted for, and I have no idea like what they're up to. Once you make it back to the closet, you see one of the robots coming your way. You begin to panic and slam the door shut. Once inside the tiny cramped space, you can't help but notice how icky and dirty the place smells. It's interesting that it says that I like slam the door shut. I'm gonna change that and say that I like rush into the mouse hole. You're not like slamming doors. You know what I mean? So it says that like the space that I'm in smells like icky. It's like all gross and stuff. So I'm gonna try to clean up the space, like clean up the water heater closet, by using my tail as a broom. You know, why sit in like an unsatisfactory space when you can just clean it up and make it better? So that's what I'm gonna try to go for here. It's pitch black inside the mouse hole. You can't see anything at all. You start to dig around and clean up the place. After a few minutes of scooping and brushing, you hear someone calling out your name. It sounds like your mom. What? I guess a rat can have a mom. Um, what? I guess I'm going to say to my mom, you need to be quiet. The killer robots can understand our language. If you talk too loud, not only will they find us, but they'll also know what you're saying. Excuse me. It's interesting that the AI decided to create another character for me to interact with. I feel like this could introduce a new conflict. You hear your mom's muffled voice coming from somewhere in the wall. She sounds scared, and you're starting to get scared too because you don't want your mom to die. Mom, quiet. Please be quiet. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. So my mom's in the wall rather than in the water heater closet with me? That's kind of interesting. The situation actually seems a lot scarier and a lot darker than I thought. Because when it talked about people hiding inside of walls, I'm like, ooh, I guess the robots are kind of like an extermination squad. And they are kind of squatting, trying not to be caught by killers. It's making me think about other stuff. Really, really weird. Okay, so I might have to try and kill these robots. Hmm. I guess I'm gonna say, well, I guess I'm gonna ask my mom. Should I try to destroy the killer robots so that we can live in peace? And let's see what my mom says. I'm curious, what her reaction will be. You hear your mom cry out, "Yes, you need to destroy the robots." The sound of her crying makes you upset, so you end up yelling at her, "Stop crying or they'll find us." You hear her muffled voice again, and you start to feel dizzy. Oh, interesting. So that's a weird dynamic where it's I'm trying to show concern from my mom, and I guess also for my own safety. And I'm like, hey, should I do something about this? Should I go and destroy the robots? And she cries, which goes against something that I said earlier, where I was like, you got to be quiet, and she yells out. So I get upset, and then my character yells at her, and then it seems like she gets upset, and then I'm starting to feel dizzy. Maybe I need to take a nap. I'm gonna decide to take a nap, and I hope to wake up with ideas on how to destroy the killer robots. I also hope that when I wake up, I don't feel super dizzy. What if that oatmeal cookie was poisoned or something? What if I don't feel dizzy because I'm tired, but I feel dizzy because I got poisoned by a poison oatmeal cookie? You curl up in a ball and fall fast asleep. You have pleasant dreams about running through a field of flowers with your mom. You wake up and pat yourself on the head to make sure you didn't wet your bed. What? Much to your relief, you didn't wet the bed. I'm going to get rid of that last part. That's really weird. Why would you pat yourself on the head to determine whether or not you pissed yourself? Is that a thing that people do? Okay. So I'm going to wake up and check on my mom. See how she's doing. Earlier, I ate, but I didn't bring any food back to my mom because the AI made up the fact that I had a mom with me. You call out to your mom, but she doesn't answer. You begin to worry that perhaps the robots got her after all, so you rush out of the mouse hole. You don't see any robots. Instead, you see your mom sleeping in bed. What? I'm going to say to my mom, you can't sleep in the inventor's bed. If the inventor finds you there, they will surely kill you. Yeah, like, that seems like the least safe thing you could do. If anything, she seemed next level earlier when she was like hiding in the wall. This is not next level. You try to wake up your mom. As you shake her, you hear her groaning in pain. You begin to panic and you aren't sure what to do. Mom, mom. I'm going to like say to my mom, "Are you okay? Are you hurt?" Yeah, it seems kind of weird that she's in the inventor's bed. Is this like a trap? How did the robots like catch her and not catch me if this is a trap? Maybe she snuck out of the mouse hole while I was asleep. You shake your mom some more and she groans in pain. You begin to cry and yell out, "Mom, please wake up." Out of nowhere, something bangs against the bedroom window. You turn around and see a robot looking through the window at you. Aw, crap. I'm going to like say to my mom, "Can you walk? We have to get out of here." There is a robot outside the window, and it is looking right at us. Oh, I accidentally hit the slash right as I hit the enter key. I do that sometimes because they're like right next to each other. Your mom slowly opens her eyes and sees the robot looking in at you both. She doesn't waste any time and bolts out of the bed with you right behind her. You end up dashing into the water heater closet, slamming the door shut behind you. It keeps saying that you slammed the door. You can't slam the door. You're a rat. You're not like opening the door and going, "After you, mom," and then like closing the door. Okay, so I saved my mom. I'm going to say to my mom, "Why on earth did you try to sleep in the inventor's bed?" Yeah, that seems like extremely reckless. Like there's no reason to do something like that. This is an inventor who clearly doesn't like us because he made robots to kill us. Your mom looks a little confused and says, "I don't know. I have no idea why I did that." You can see the fear in her eyes, and you feel very worried about her. You start to think that maybe you should do something about your mom's strange behavior. Hmm. I guess I'm going to say to my mom, um, "You can't do crazy stunts like that. When you do, you put both of our lives at risk." Hmm. You need to promise me that you'll only ever leave the mouse hole to go get food and come back. Like, she doesn't need to go to find somewhere to sleep. We sleep in the water heater closet. We don't need to go anywhere else because we recognize that it's dangerous to just run around willy-nilly. Your mom listens to you really carefully and says, "You're right. I'm sorry that I put us in danger. I won't do it again." Okay, cool. So my mom was willing to listen to reason and agree to like some reasonable terms. Okay. Um, hmm. So I'm going to try to brainstorm ideas for how to eliminate the killer robots. Let's move into like killer robot destruction mode and figure out what we can do. Hmm. Do, 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 do. Ooh, the AI doesn't know what to do. Retry. You sit down next to your mom and begin to think of ways that you can get rid of the killer robots. The first thing that comes to mind is to ask the inventor of the building for help. You remember seeing the old inventor a couple times. Please retry that. That sounds so dumb. The Ask the guy who invented the robots to kill you to help you kill the robot. Let's see. You are very upset because there are several killer robots outside that could easily break down the walls of the apartment and kill you. You try to think up a solution for the problem, but you can't seem to think of any ideas. Outside the walls of the apartment. That seems weird. Retry that one as well. You try really hard to come up with ideas on how to eliminate the killer robots. You end up falling asleep without having any ideas. You wake up in the middle of the night because you feel something cold against your hand. Okay. Oops. I'm going to look at my hand to see what is touching my hand. I could imagine it being like the cold metal exterior of a killer robot. Maybe it's like your mom's body, like she died and she's gone cold. Bright white hands as cold as ice. The hands are attached to an equally bright white arm, which is attached to a very brightly lit body. You cannot make out any facial features, but you can tell that the being is staring right at you. The being starts to yell at you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Are things getting like supernatural right now? Like, who's this strange, brightly glowing being? I'm going to say to the strange being, what are you? Are you a robot? Are you the inventor? Yeah. What is going on? Like, I'm genuinely just kind of confused. It's interesting the way that it's described. Like, it's a bright white arm attached to a very brightly lit body. And you can't make out any facial features. The strange being yells at you, "Wake up! Get up now! I need to speak with you." Your mom wakes up and sees the strange being. She rolls over and covers her head with a blanket. The strange being says, "It's saying that I need to wake up? And that it needs to talk to me? The hell is this thing?" There's no time. You need to come with me right now. The being extends his hand out to you, and you're feeling scared and confused. You reach out your own hand and grab the being's hand. Okay, I'm going to say, "I'll come with you as long as you promise to protect my mom and I." So this is actually like an interesting turn of events. It kind of reminds me of like Terminator. The idea that it's like two normal people have to run away from like a killer robot that's trying to kill them, but then they find an unexpected ally who tries to help them get through everything. The being nods and pulls you up. Your mom wakes up and says, "Where are you going with that robot?" The being turns to your mom and says, "I will not harm her. I promise." Oh, I'm a female? I'm a female rat, I guess. Okay, cool. I'm fine with that. I'm going to say, "You're a robot. Why are you deciding to help me if you're a robot? Weren't you designed to kill me?" So this is kind of interesting. Now it seems even more like Terminator. Like if it straight up is like our robot is helping us fight against other robots. The robot looks down and shuffles its feet a bit before saying, "I made a promise, just like you made a promise to your mom. I am required to follow my instructions, but I think you will understand that I must help you despite that." Interesting. I'm going to say, "Are you sentient?" Yeah, like, is this a robot that's like gained a conscience and it doesn't want to kill rats anymore? Like, it wants to like help us? I was made sentient by the professor. He wanted us to be able to think and feel so that we help people if need be. So that we could help people if need be. My name is Okwa. And yours? I'm Z. What do we... Oh, sorry. I'm Z. What do we do now? Oh, wait, hold up. Now the game is saying that the robot is Okwa because it said you were nice to Okwa. Let me edit this to make it a little bit clearer who's saying what. Let's see. Says the robot. And then I'm going to be the one who says that my name is Okwa. The robot's name is Z. And then I'm going to say in response to Z saying that they're Z, what do we do now? So there we go. And then I'll just hit enter after that to keep the story going. So my name is Okwa. The robot's name is Z. And we don't really have a name for my mom. She's just my mom, I guess. We haven't had like a name exchange part of the story. We go to the professor. Z leads you out of the building into an underground entrance. It opens up into a tunnel that leads out of the city and into the wilderness. There's a hover bike waiting for you outside. Z says, get on. I'm going to say, weren't we in the inventor's apartment before? Where are we headed now? Are we going to the inventor's lab? So this is kind of interesting, I guess. Because I guess that makes sense, the idea that the inventor probably doesn't build robots in his apartment or her apartment, not assuming gender. I'm not sure if they've said, okay, yeah, they have said that the professor is a he, so he probably doesn't build the robots in his apartment. He probably has like a workshop or something. Also, hover bikes are cool. I guess we are kind of in like an interesting sci-fi-esque situation because we got like robots. Let's see. We need to go back and get your mom. Why? Won't the professor be mad? The professor doesn't have a problem with it. He wants his creations to live full lives, not just exist until they are called upon to serve. You should do the same. Okay. Interesting, I will say. So I'm going to say to Z, why didn't we just bring my mom in the first place? Because it does seem weird that we kind of went through all this, like traveling away from the apartment, just to go back to the apartment. It isn't safe. Well, it is, but it isn't. You know what I mean. Well, then let's go get Z's mom, you say. No, it would be my mom. That's a great idea, says Z. Let's go. Okay. Then let's go get my mom. And it's interesting that Z says that's a great idea. There's no reason for Z to say that that's Z's idea. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to have Z say, let's go. And let's specify that Z said the first part as well. My name is a weird name. It's like Okua or something like that. Okua. It almost sounds like oh cool. Oh crap, I forgot. I was gonna hit enter and just see where the story goes. Z hops on the hoverbike and you that Z hops on the hoverbike and you hop on after him. You speed away from the tunnel and into the city. Z uses the hoverbike's boosters to weave through buildings and avoid being seen by the guards. Soon enough, you're right back in the inventor's apartment. Okay, so there are like guards at the city that we have to like dodge and stuff. That's really interesting. What kind of world are we living in where the inventor has an apartment in the city, but then like a secret like lab or something out in the wilderness? Excuse me? Why are there guards that like are watching the city? Like why can't we just travel through the city normally? Maybe robots aren't allowed to drive. Like maybe there are like laws against that or something. Or maybe the hover bike isn't street legal. I don't know, but it doesn't say police, it says guards. Okay. So I'm going to say to my mom, Mom, uh, we have to get out of here. Z says it isn't safe for us here. He is going to take us to the wilderness to go see the inventor. Well, I guess to go see the inventor's lab. I actually don't know if Z is a girl or not. So instead of saying he, I'm just going to say Z. Which I think Z spelled like XE is actually a way for people to refer to like gender neutral beings. Instead of using like gendered pronouns. So it's kind of interesting that the robot's name is Z. Okay, so that's like the full 30-minute timer. I guess I didn't really know what to expect. But it's interesting that it ended up becoming like Stuart Little meets Terminator, I guess. What'd you guys think of this adventure? Definitely let me know in the comment section below. Also, feel free to hit me up on Discord if you have any video ideas. I'll make your video, but at a price. I have a link to my Cash App in the description box below. So if you guys want me to make a video, all you have to do is hit me up on Discord. We can talk out the details. And then per hour of the video, it'll cost you like $7. So if you guys want me to do like a 2-hour video, it'll cost like $14, 3 hours, $21, so on and so forth. But yeah, feel free to send your inquiries to me on Discord. And if we talk through it and I'm like, yeah, I want to do it, then feel free to like send me the funds on Cash App. But sponsored videos are what help keep this channel going. So I highly appreciate it. We actually did a sponsored video today. You should check it out. I played Kingdom Hearts 3 for a couple hours. Anyways, thank you all once again for tuning in. There's your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black the One Only, logging out. Make sure you subscribe. I do AI Dungeon 2 videos every day. And also, if you guys just want to donate some money, you can also just send some money through the Cash App as well. Peace, guys. Check it about.